Second class is a large shark, so normally sharks are about a metre long. Smallest shark in the world is 15 centimetres, it's about this big. And it's called a pygmy dog shark, and that's how big it gets. That's it. Hello! This is one of our divers walking through. I'm just going to say hi to him. There you go. He likes to hang around sometimes. He's very busy, he's out. Anyway, so pygmy dog shark, tiny. Biggest shark in the world, 15 metres, and that's the wild shark. Filter feeder, nothing to be scared of there unless it sucks you up, but it will just spit you back out again. Because it wants to feed on teeny tiny plankton. Biggest things in the world, for some reason, feed on the smallest things in the world. Strange. So these are all classed as, well, these two species we have in here are classed as large sharks. We also have a grey nurse shark called Mitchell. He's kind of cruising around. When they see him, I'll point him out. He's easy to recognise. Here he comes. He's just over here. I like being in here. There you go, there's Mitchell. So he's brown, even though it's called a grey nurse shark. He's also got really scary teeth. He's not scary at all. During the 60s and 70s, I know, smooth reggae, I'm pretty like that. Sorry, I get distracted. So Mitchell looks scary. So during the 60s and 70s, he went out and went, man-eating shark out in the ocean. Started killing them. They're not man-eating at all. They eat fish about this big. So we're far bigger than that. We also don't look like fish. So they don't eat people. They actually can't eat people anyway. The reason why they eat fish that size is that's the biggest thing they can fit in their mouth. Because sharks have different types of dentition. They have cutlery basically in their mouth. So this is a fork tooth. This is what sharks use to stab their prey. So Mitchell here has got a row of forks at the bottom, a row of forks at the top. So he can grab hold of things, but he can't cut things. On the other hand, things like great white sharks have got knife teeth along the top like this. And they've got the serrated edge up here. And that enables them to cut into the flesh of what they're eating. So, we're never afraid of forked sharks, because they can't eat you because you're far too big. You're afraid of the knife and fork sharks. Okay? So it's pretty easy to remember. So in the 80s, the grey nurse shark, who's over the back now, was the first protected member of the shark family, because he's actually classed as globally vulnerable, locally endangered, which means around Australia it's classed as an endangered species. But in Victoria, it's thought that Mitchell's very special and the only one left. Because they used to be found along the Victorian coastline, but it's thought that they're actually locally extinct here. So it's a bit sad. These Mitchell's a little bit lonely, but it's alright because it's got the sandbar whalers to keep them company. Yeah. I've got some jaws, if anybody wants to have a look, we'll pass them round. The little set of fork teeth, the big set of knife and fork. Just because there's no sharp attached to them anymore doesn't mean they're not sharp, okay? There you go. Just remember that when you're holding them. They are still sharp. Also shows you, if you look at the back as well, you'll see that they've got a continual row of teeth keep growing through. Because if you're sharp, you can't get to the dentist easily. So they've always got teeth growing through, so if they break one off, it's okay. Now, there's about 500 species of sharks in the world. 170 of them live around Australia. And bear in mind, I'm trying to get you over your fear of sharks here. How many people do you think are ever hurt by sharks over a year in the whole entire world? Any guesses?
17.
50?
17.
6? 5? This is just injuries. 60 was the closest. It's around 70 on average every year. Shark-related instances. So sometimes we might get in the water, we look a little bit like this if we're in our swimming costumes. We're very pale on, we look a little bit like a fish. They sometimes come over and have a taste, we don't taste very good, they spit us back out. Sometimes if we go in a wetsuit, we look a little bit like a seal. We have a taste, spits back out. There's not enough blubber on us, not worth the effort. Right, so 70 incidences every year. How many of those worldwide result in a death?
10.
5, 6. You're just going to go for 6 every time. 6, 6, 6. 10. So, there's millions of sharks in the ocean. Only 10 people die every year. Around Australia, it's actually only 1. 1.2, but 0.2 of a person is probably like a hand. So it's 1 person generally a year is killed by shark around Australia. Obviously these figures are general, they can be more, they can be less. But just to spin this on its head, well actually, firstly, so 10 people die a year because of sharks around the world. You're more likely to actually be injured having a fight with a vending machine. Ever had a fight with a vending machine, trying to get your food out? Yeah. More likely to get hurt from that than a shark. What else? It's more likely to be struck by lightning. I'm petrified of thunderstorms. I'm scared I'm going to get struck by lightning. I know I'm not the tallest thing around, but it still could happen. I'm also a little bit scared of sharks, but I'm getting better because I'm remembering these other things. If you go down to the beach, you're more likely to get skin cancer, or if you go into the water, you're more likely to drown because of our lack of understanding to ocean currents. Thank you very much, sir. There you go, just be gentle, thanks. So yeah, because of our lack of understanding to ocean currents, you're more likely to get drowned than you are to meet a shark, let alone get eaten by one. Make you feel better? You're scared of the water now? Yeah, so at least you should be thinking more about the water than what's in the water next time you go down to the beach. To spin it on its head though, how many sharks do people kill every year? Anybody know?
115 million.
How many? 108?
115 million.
115 million. You're pretty close. It's between 100 and 150 million sharks a year. So they only kill 10 of us, we kill a lot more of them. Different reasons we kill them. They get caught in nets or out fishing. We put nets up around beaches to protect us as swimmers from those sharks that are less likely to eat us than the currents are to kill us. They drown because they get caught in those. We catch them to eat them. Anyone have flake when they've gone to the fish and chip shop?
Nope.
No? Flake is actually shark. They label it as gummy shark. That doesn't actually mean it is gummy shark. It just could be any shark. For souvenirs just like this. These aren't always found on dead skeletons that have died naturally. Sometimes they're killed specifically for them. When you buy shark teeth, sometimes they're killed specifically for the shark teeth. Anyone heard of shark fin soup? Yes. I actually recently found out that the biggest consumers of shark fin soup are actually over in America, which is a bit weird. Around about 1 million sharks are killed every year for that. Just so you know, shark fin soup doesn't taste anything like sharks. When they put the fin in, it just makes it more gelatinous. It doesn't actually change the flavour, just the texture. And they kill about 1 million sharks just to change the texture of soup. The way they kill them isn't great though, because they cut the fins off whilst they're still alive, chuck them back in the ocean. It takes a couple of days to die, but whilst they're dying, they're attracting more sharks. Just don't they use those fins. Because all the big fishes though, so it's horrible for them. So, if you ever did meet a shark in the ocean, it should probably be going, ah, people, rather than you going, ah, shark. Okay? Just bear that in mind. Right, so you also said you're scared of stingrays. Yeah? Okay, nothing to be scared of with stingrays. You can ask any of our divers, and everyone's trying. Nothing to be scared of with these stingrays. Stingrays are actually big, gentle giants. We've got our smooth rays in here. They're the biggest stingray in the world. Our divers get in this water every day, multiple times, and never scared of them ever. The reason for that is because the stingrays never feel threatened. The only time to be scared of a stingray is if you've scared it enough for it to be scared of you. Okay? So they do have quite a long barb on them. These ones, by the way, are a stingray. They've got a teeny tiny sting just up here. But the way they escape from predators is by swimming really quickly and leaping out of the water. This is the worst stingray to have behind me right now. She doesn't have a tail. I'll explain a little bit about her though. Her name's Sandy. So we do name some of our fish. Her name's Sandy. She doesn't have a tail. She was found like this. And as I'm about to explain to you, the barb on their tail is their defense mechanism. So without her tail, she doesn't have her barb. So without her barb, she's defenseless. So out in the ocean, she's basically really scared. She was found swimming around a pier because she didn't want to go out to the open ocean in case a shark tried to eat her. So she came here, now she's happy. Doesn't she look happy? She's fast asleep. She's been there for about 4 hours, I think. I think the divers, next time they go in one, you want to give her a poke. She's still breathing though because she's pumping her gills, so it's okay. But this is how they sleep. Here comes another one. Right. So you can see they've got their long tail, and just at the top of the tail, there's that really long barb. Can you see it? Just at the top. Some of them, if you look at some of our large like to lose their barbs. They do shed them, which is how we ended up with this. Ta-da! One I made earlier. Have a look. This is a stingray barb. So they do shed them. Stingray barbs are only used as a defence mechanism. So basically, if you scare a stingray, it's going to go like this, and they just turn over its head like this, and go really big and really scary. Please go away now. If that doesn't work, then they jab forwards with their tail and jab that barb in. Now it's slightly venomous. It's got a slight poison on the skin. So obviously that's going to hurt a little bit. But also, if you look at the barb as it comes around, it's got a serrated edge to it. Looks a bit like that. It's a close-up view of the end of the barb. So, barbs should only travel one way. The only time that people ever get stung by these guys is generally down on the beach because they're walking like this through the water and they accidentally stand on a stingray. And of course, it's going to be threatened if you stand really hard on top of it, so it's going to jump you with its barb. Worst thing to ever do if you get jumped with barb is to pull it out. Because like an arrow, it needs to keep going the way it went in, otherwise it's going to do more damage on the way out. Best thing to do if you do ever get jumped by one is just to leave it there, go to the hospital, they'll sort you out. Best way to avoid it ever happening is to walk like this in the ocean. You might look silly, but it's called the stingray shuffle, and if you do this, you're sending out vibrations, they get scared and swim off. And then no one ever gets injured and everyone's happy ever after. Now the reason why that barb is the last line of defence is because when it breaks off it hurts, but also it takes about a year to grow back. So they're defenceless for a whole year just because somebody went like this. Okay? So don't mind next time you're in the shadows. Thank you very much, sir. Just walk like this. I know you look silly, but it does work. Okay. Thank you, I heard that very easily. Yeah. So that's about our sharks and our rays. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to be here. You can have a look at the artifacts again if you want to. Any more questions about why you should never ever be scared of sharks or rays, feel free to ask them. There are some sharks that I can understand you'd be scared of. You're allowed to be scared of tiger sharks, bull sharks, and great white sharks, but apart from that, the rest are lovely. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the talk. I'm going to be around for a little bit longer. My name is Natalie. Come and ask me any questions you have. Next part of your journey, if you're looking to leave our beautiful fishbowl, to head through the tunnels, up the stairs, up the escalators, through the shop, you can start all over again at the penguins. Thank you again for your time and enjoy the rest of your day here at the aquarium.
Thank you.